I think I need the camera farther away right now. Ooh. I think I like it. All right. I'll be right back. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. What caused this? Nah. Not a geology expert. Very scattered, but I think I'm finally ready. I think I'm okay now. Yeah, this wouldn't be pleasant to lay on. Not at all. But it's clean. There's no trash. Oh, as soon as I said that, there's trash. Come on, Anchorage. The cook inlet, Pacific Ocean. I'm gonna fall. Oh, it's cold. I mean, not freezing, but that's cold. You want to get in? So back in 1835, the Russians, they crossed the Bering Sea right here, and they came to Anchorage, and they set up a mission. And then those Russians found gold in Alaska, and by the early 1900s, Anchorage was becoming very important. Beverage. And then look at that. Built some military bases here. And by the How was your steak? People were coming to Anchorage. You sure? I don't know if they actually came down this beach much. I told Justin he'd be proud of me. I'm making a steak and giving him steak and pie. That's it. I didn't do all that extra stuff that you guys don't care about anyway. All right, I'm going to shut the door because it'll be live soon. Goodness sakes. Stuff falling all over the place. Ooh. 6 minutes. You can do it, 80. Oh, I need some practice paper, don't I? I do. Come here, you. Come out. Alright. Well, hello! Oh, I am so glad to see your face. I haven't seen you in forever. How are you? And I'm glad you're painting. I'm so glad you're painting. How about if you paint and I doodle and we'll hang out? Oi, oi, oi. Guess what, Ginger? I'm starting an online sale next week. Next Tuesday. It'll be live on YouTube. I'm so nervous. I'm going to try it out, though. I mean, it works for other people. I hope it works. I hope we have fun. That'll be the most important thing on your first night out is see if everything works and have some fun. I am doing all right. You know, life is interesting, isn't it? I am quite happy
to hear that you are painting. I hope that that means you are reclaiming your space. Oh yeah, I will. It'll be fun to have you come hang out. See what you think. I might sell some of these. The not the long strip, but these postcards. What do you think? If I put a sealer on these, would these be a good thing? See, look, they're postcards. I don't know if people use postcards anymore, but they might go in journals and stuff. I don't know. I'm going to try a bunch of stuff. See what people are interested in. My husband likes this one, and I can't stand it. Look, I didn't even finish it. I should finish it and get over the... Look at... Oh, that poor birdie. I gave him a black eye. I don't know how to fix him. Poor birdie. All right. All right. Are we ready for today? Not quite. I got enough stuff for a few different sale nights, so I'm hoping that I can give it a try and get a feel for what people might or might not want. Have a little bit of fun. All right. Two minutes till showtime. All right, I will need a pencil first. And before more peeps get here, I can clean my blending sticks. That seems like a smart use of a little bit of time. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. I will clean some blending sticks. Michael, Danny, are you out there? Can you let the kitties in? Or at least Malik? Sorry about the yelling. Sorry about the yelling, but I don't want her upstairs right now. All right, my students are late. I'm calling a whole class detention now. Patty, everybody's in detention, if you're listening. Okay. Well, Ginger, there is usually other people here, and you would get to see my class. I'm going to hold class whether anybody comes or not. But they usually dwindle in about now. Dwindle? That's the wrong word. They usually mosey. maybe I will work on a new postcard first to use up a little time. Oh. I saw a lady once who was using a blending stump. That's one of the little half-size ones. And it was white as can be. And she said she's used that one for 2 years. And I 100% do not believe her. Although that's kind of joking, because I don't think she's but I sure like to know how she makes a paper blending stick stay that clean and whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah. I am getting paper dust everywhere. One more. One more. All right. Well, you know, maybe something has happened. All right, all set. My blending sticks are all spiffied up. Spiffying is important. Okay, let's take a peek at what's going on. There we go. There is at least one other person who was hanging out. Yeah, now it's just me and you. Ha. All right. Okie dokie. Then I am going to set these aside. And work on a new postcard. We'll see if peeps come in. All right. I don't know how this got marks all over it, but that was easy enough to take care of. The big question here is, what do I want to draw? I actually don't think I have a postcard with this sort of fluffiness on it. Maybe I'll do that. Because that one's easy enough and kind of fun. Okay, I'll do that. I'll put a big one right there. And I'll do tiny, medium, even bigger, going right off the screen. Ah, maybe right there. Huh. Maybe that's enough. They're off to the side, so I'm gonna be bugged by nothing over here because, you know, I'm a balance freak. I think this little one has to be the front. Oh, whoops. Almost forgot a seed. Don't forget the seeds. Okay. Then I think this one will be next. And I think this one will be back really far. I think this one will be really big, but off. Oh, come on, lady. What are you doing? You know better than that. I know better than that too. What am I doing? Okay. And last, I think I'll pull this one forward again. And make it kind of chunky, apparently. Why not? That looks pretty spiffy. All right. Alrighty. So my cat is back there playing with a paper bag. Paper bags are the best. So I don't know what color I want to do this. I would maybe blue. I think I'll try blue. Why not? I think I'll just put these blue lines on, and then I'll just go ahead and start with what tonight's lesson is for anybody who is watching in the background, and for anybody who watches the replay. That seems like a good thing to do. Are you painting anything in particular? And if you're busy, don't answer me. Ooh, no. I got a mark on my brand new mat. No. No. I am the reason I can't have nice things. What? Okay, that was not cool. Listen, girl. There we go. Mostly fixed, but that right there was a big fat mess. All right, I am going to erase the pencil lines because we don't need those anymore. And I will work on this postcard some more later, but I will get on to tonight's drawing lesson. Except I'm a little worried. I don't understand why no one's here. I happen to know that at least 2 people bought special stuff just for tonight's class. That's all right. I can always go back and repeat the drawing or the lesson. So if anybody needs me to, I can just do it again. I will do it some more. So tonight's flower is a stupid simple one because we're going to do a thing for our garden. 3, 4, 5. Negative space green clovers. Oh, no, I know you're busy. So if you don't answer, I don't feel slighted. You're doing stuff. Oh. That sounds very cool, Ginger. Okay, there is at least one other person here. If you are here for class and you would like me to get going, certainly say so if you wish. I am going to take a moment and link this quick because I wonder, I didn't say class was... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I didn't announce on Facebook like I usually do that class is in fact happening. Although it is scheduled, so people should have seen. I don't know. What do I know? Let's get this sent out anyway. What just happened there? I don't know what the heck is happening here. Okay, that was weird. Sorry, a little Facebook glitch, I guess. Do, 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 do. Okay, that's enough of that. Ah, that's our other person. Good evening, Leslie. I was trying to wait because nobody else is here. And that's a little weird. And I know people bought toys so they could play tonight. Because they wrote to me and said their toys got there and they were ready to come. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to move on. So tonight's flower part is a super tiny, easy flower. Let me move this down. Let's get a little closer. And here's what we're going to do. You need a center of your flower. Its size will depend on what you want to end up with, of course. And it's only going to have 3 petals, which can be a little tricky. But if we go noon and 3:45 and 7:45-ish, we can make some petals, like so. And then in between these bigger, fatter petals, we're going to put some little tiny petals, like so. And then figure where the middle is and just a stem. That's it. That's all there is to this one. We should make up, oh, good grief. Move it, cat. That was Malik. We should think up some leaf for this one. How about if we just do a spike, maybe? Of course, you can use whatever leaf you want. Well, hello, Kim. How are you this evening? Malik, you cannot, no, you cannot sit here, honey. No. No, no, no. I am actually just getting started, Kim. So if you are wishing to... Malik, you cannot sit here. I'm sorry. I don't... Okay. So you guys that are watching and or joining in, whatever it is you're up to, you need to tell me how the screen and the lighting are. I'm noticing that I am creating a lot of shadow, but I have a new mat just for drawing class. And I have light diffusers to get rid of those weird lines I had. And it did get rid of the lines, so I'm happy with that. The cream color background seems like it's gonna work. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so I'm gonna do that one again because that's really all there is to it. Make a circle. Put a line at approximately 12. No, Malik. Approximately 4 and approximately 8. Malik, seriously. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. I don't know why this little guy is so needy right now. Come here, sweetheart. Why are you so needy right now? Oh, why are you so needy? Okay, I went to put him on the floor and he cuddled right on me, so he's sitting on my shoulder. Makes drawing interesting. So, once you've got your lines in, just join them with a big fat petal. And then make a little petal in between the big fat petals. And then decide where you want your stem to go. Pretend it's coming out from the center and go like that. No, you know what? I was going to say I'm going to stick to these leaves, but I'm not. You know why? Oh gosh, maybe I will. Here, you know what? I'm going to pull this, I'm going to pull the card from last week into my screen for a sec. So when I'm thinking of what leaf I want to use, I see that I have this leaf here and basically the exact same leaf up here and the dandelion / holly leaves over here. So I was worried if I use this leaf, it's too similar to the petals of this flower. But maybe not. Another way that a lot of people will go when they're doing stuff like this, I'll do it a little bigger so it's more visible, but approximately 4 and approximately 8 gives us broken into 3 sections that are close enough to the same. Put all of our flower petals in and then our stem. Another thing I watch people do is they'll do a leaf that is a lot like the petals. So I could do just a funny round leaf like so, mimicking the big part of the petal. Or I could do these little tiny ones, right? And I could just do 1 or 2. I've mentioned before that I think that's hilarious, but what if I did the little tiny ones and I did a series up the flower? That's also a good option, right? So if you wanted to mimic the petals of the flower, there's a couple of different ways to do that. All right, so easy enough on tonight's flower. The other thing we're going to do is a little more detailed, because I decided that it's time for a thing in our garden. And the thing that I made for us is a birdhouse. The parts of the birdhouse are easy peasy lemon squeezy, and you should make them as complicated or as simple as you wish for your birdhouse. So feel free to cheat if you want straight lines. Get yourself a ruler or the edge of a card or, anything to make the straight lines. I'll use a tile that's not used yet and just make a line down and then go a little ways away from it, however wide you want your post to be, and make another line down. Easy enough to start. The next thing you do is make a platform. So you could make your birdhouse platform just wide enough to put the house on. Or you could do one of those ones that have like a whole picnic area for the birdies to hang out. I'm going to split the difference for now because I don't know what I want. Draw a line and give it some depth so it's nice and sturdy for the birdies. Sturdy for the birdies. And now you have your platform. I'm going to show you what house... Wait a minute. I'm going to show you a couple different houses. So what if I just not worry about having a straight line and I make this kind of wonky looking, and I'll make it kind of lopsided, and maybe I won't make square ends. Oh, maybe I'll make roundy ends. So I can just make a square birdhouse Absolutely nothing wrong with that. With a roof. Okay, I'm working from far away with a kitty on my lap, but you get the idea. Okay, so this line wouldn't actually be here. And this circle, the hole for the birdie, might be higher. Maybe it's up here, and maybe there's a perch right here. Or, what if you want to go totally wonky? I can go, shoot, I forgot which way to go. I can make a teardrop shaped house. And I can put a window up here. And I can put a big round hobbit door down here. Because I love hobbits, even though they don't have wonky teardrop shaped houses. And then I can put slats for the roof. I might want to overlap these if I was looking closer. But there's a kitty on me. And then maybe there's like a little picket fence out here. And maybe it's all wonky too. Look, they're all different sizes. I swear it's a fence. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more. So just the post. I kind of like the roundy ends better than the straight ones. Makes me feel like my house is used. I'm gonna make a rounded house, but not totally round. So like so. And then I'm gonna make a swoopy roof. What if I go like this for my roof? The roof. Okay. Goodness sakes. Oh, I have to kick this kitty off me, but I feel terrible. There's my the spot for my bird and the perch for my bird. The other thing I want is supports. So no matter which one of these houses I do, Mr. Malik, I want some supports. So I'm gonna go, oh, listen here, mister. I'm gonna draw a circle at the corner of each part of the post. And then I'm gonna draw a swoop. So I'm gonna go down under the circle and then go up to the circle and curl around and do the same thing up here. So this is sort of like, you know, the ironwork you might see. Well, hello, Lisa. How are you? We haven't seen you in a while. How was your vacation? All right, mister. I'm sorry, but you gotta go. I'm sorry. I have stuff to do. Okay, so hopefully I can do better. And Mr. Malik, he has other laps he can sit on in the house. He doesn't have to be here right now. Okay. So, super simple tonight's flower will be scattered around the area of our birdhouse. I gave you a few ideas. Use your scratch paper to work with a few more ideas and figure out what you want for your birdhouse, and make sure you put it in pencil before you commit. This is not exactly the same as when we doodle our flowers, right? This is a little, you want to make sure you have some idea of what you want before you go and put it down. I'm going to go ahead with this one because that I like the roundy bits of the house and the swoopy roof. So I'm going to pull my tile out for today I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Here, I'm going to put him up on a bed. Hang on. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. No, you can stay. Come here, big things. Do you want to go up here? There. How's that? Is that good? Okay. Well, he's laying down, so it must be good. Oh, I'm so happy. That's good. Good to hear. All right, so I'm going to put my, if I take my other tiles, right? I'm going to put some of those little baby flowers here-ish and in the background. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that as soon as I get to that part, right? But the reason I'm saying it is because I don't want my birdhouse to be smack dab in the middle of my tile. So I think I will move it over here a speck. So then I'm going to create some space here where it looks like there's some distance in our garden. Okay. Let's see. I want it pretty tall, but look what I've done. I've already inked in my vine. And I want my birdhouse to go right into my vine. So I'm going to have to maybe use some whiteout or something. I guess I'll just see what I end up with. Once I get all the pencil lines in anyway. All the basics are the same. Oh, I said I wanted the roundy ends on my base, didn't I? I'll go ahead and change that right away. There we go. Is that too thick? That looks ridiculous, doesn't it? I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go for it and just see what happens. One thing I'm not liking, I don't know if you know me this well yet, but you might. I'm not liking how this birdhouse lines up with this piece of vine. I'm going to keep going because it might turn out okay, but it's bugging me. Trying to get these lines somewhat similar, but I'm off kilter. I'm going to leave my house off kilter. It's fine. It's fine. And I think I'm going to get extra swoopy with the roof. Okay then. Hello, Malik. Oh, good grief. So much for getting on this bed, huh? Sweetheart, you can't sit here. Oh, good grief. I don't like my house at all. I'm gonna erase that. I don't like its placement. I don't like its shape. Nothing. Nothing. I am unhappy with my house. If you are unhappy with your house, today is free eraser day. Generally, we don't use our erasers very much. Today is an exception. Okay, so today must be the day of my discontent. So I'm not liking, well, hello, Kiki. You do not owe any apologies. Actually, a lot of people are late today. It must be just a busy day in general. Would you like to see the flower and the birdhouse that we're doing today? Or do you just want to watch, I'm going to go ahead and move my birdhouse over to this side and a little closer to the middle, but not quite in the middle, because I'm not liking how my birdhouse is going to line up if I go either side. So I'm going to go just slightly off center and the complete other direction I was thinking. So I'll do the same thing because I still want it to be a pretty tall birdhouse. So there's my post and my platform. Remember, if you want to, go ahead and use something to make these lines straight. I'm not caring if it's a little wonky, so I'm not doing that. I'm going to thin my platform because I found that big fat platform really did bug me. I get bugged by the craziest things. Kiki, let me know what you'd like as far as I can go back and show you the things that we're making today if you want to have a bit of practice and do it along with me, or I can just keep going and you can watch as you can just learn as we go, if you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the sides, and I still want that sort of circle shape, right? Okay, so that is more like what I wanted. All right, now let's try this swoopy roof. Oh, much better. Much better. All right, we'll do an aura of that line on both sides. There, I have a birdhouse in place. Hallelujah. Oh. No. I mean, they're showing up. Oh, the one you did. Yeah, the one did show up twice. Ha. Oh, actually, look, 3 times. That's too funny. Why is that happening? All right, first thing I'm going to do is pull my white out if I have it here. I hope I can, because that is unacceptable. Except I'm not entirely sure where I put it. I thought it was right there in front of me, but looks like I have moved my whiteout. Silly girl. You are not going to hold anyone back, no matter what you choose, lady. If it wasn't a legit option to go back and show you tonight's stuff, I would say watch the replay or hang on a minute. I'll be right with you. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what I did with my whiteout. I wonder if I should use some white paint or if I should just use my white gel pen. Ah! I don't know, but I'm gonna put some pen to this birdhouse now. I think I want the roof to be brown, and I think I want the post to be brown, and then I'll do the platform in the house in something else. I can always do this more than once. So if I white out all the green vine that I want to get rid of, and find I ruin any part of my roof, I can fix it. Okay, good enough for right now. Take that right down to the ground. And I think I'm gonna do, in fact I don't think, I know I'm gonna do the scrolly bits in black because I love cast iron. Is it cast iron? I like black iron, wrought iron. There we go. I like wrought iron stuff. So I'm going to pretend that my scrolly bits are wrought iron scrolly bits. Wow, I don't know if you're noticing, guys, but I am having a really rough time drawing today. I'm having a rough day making my hands do what I want. Embrace the wonky, right? Embrace the wonky. Okay, I'm going to leave those two bits just the way they are for now. I'm going to pull out a black liner. This is a nice medium size, an 04. And I'm going to put those scrolly bits in because I kind of love the scrolly bits. I really should be, I should draw these in pencil, shouldn't I? I'm living on the edge here, man. Living on the edge. That's not bad. Okay, let's see if we can get anything similar on the other side. I'm going to call that close enough. I'm going to call that close enough. It's not ideal. I think I'm going to add a flower shape in here too. Just because if I was going to have wrought iron braces for my birdhouse, they would be the fancy kind. I'm sure of it. There. All right, now I'm gonna have to deal with that vine being where I don't want it, because I want the birdhouse to be front. I think I'm going to pull out some acrylic paint, guys. Ooh. Why not? Well, okay, I have this white acrylic marker. Let's try this. I didn't even remember owning this, and I'm sure there's a reason for that, so it must not be ideal. But we're going to find out right now. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh my. So it's splattering stuff all over to begin with. All right, I'm off to the back. I'm off behind you. Shaking this thing over my garbage can. Oh, there we go. The ball inside of it came loose. So now at least I know it's mixing up the paint. All right, let's try it. Oh, that's definitely white now. Okay, let's try this. Let's see. Okay, that is some terrible paint. Terrible. It does look like the house is hiding in the vines. Oh, gosh darn it, Lisa. I like it too, actually, but I do want my house to be more forward. So I might do something to add this detail back, because there are leaves on the vine and there are berries on the vine, and they would be much smaller. They wouldn't take up quite so much of the birdhouse. Although, look at that big fat mess. I just turned it all green. Ugh. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should have left it. I'm having a tough creative night. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Now, here's the very important question. What color is my birdhouse? Ooh. You can do anything here. You can go crazy. I have seen people make the coolest birdhouses where they have little painted windows and doors and, you know, lawn gnomes. I was going to do a gnome, but we did gnomes at Christmas, so I didn't. I think I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do this blue. And if I remember right, all of these colors are way darker than they seem. Hang on a sec. Ah! I'm off to the side, seeing for sure. Yeah, that's a really dark teal, but I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. This is what color my house is going to be. Oh, maybe Malik's finally going to go somewhere else. He is. Bye, buddy. So I'm just going to outline my birdhouse in this color because it's so dark. I think I will fill in with some lighter teal if I can find one or make one. And I think, how about green platform so it looks like the birdies have a little front lawn. I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to make this green. And I think I think I'm going to make it a little fuzzy looking. Let's see if I can. All right, let's try this. I'm going to turn it upside down because I think that'll be easier for me, but I'm just going to try the littlest ever flicks up from the platform to make it look like it's like fake grass or astroturf or, you know. There. Okay, I'm happy with that. And now I think to make it look like the whole platform's covered in astroturf, I'm going to put a bunch of green dots in there. And then hopefully when I put some charcoal or some lighter green in there or something, it'll look, you know, furry? Textural anyway. I wouldn't exactly call that furry, but you know what I mean. Pink and brown are good together. I actually kind of should have thought of that, except, you know what? I can use that because, oh, gosh darn it, no I can't. I was going to say I can do the flowers pink, but our last flowers were pink. I could have done the birdhouse pink, though. I wonder whether I should make my little flowers. I might end up making them blue. That is certainly a thing I haven't done yet. No blue in this puppy yet. All right, I'm going to add another layer onto that white and see if I can get that vine out of there. I have created quite the mess of this one today. All right, that's getting better. Okay. All right, now I need a door for my birdies. I might cheat. I wonder if I put this in. Excuse me, sir. I thought you moved on. Could you go back to the moving on, kitty? I wonder if I dip this in black ink. If I can just... Don't move, Malik. Hold, no. Oh. Well, okay. I'm not sure. I may have wiggled when he wiggled. I wonder if I can just stamp a door on. Oh, well, I stamped a donut on. Well, you know, it was worth a shot. I just wanted to see what would happen. I'm going to have to wait for that stuff to dry. So I got some acrylic paint on there. It's going to need to be thicker, and I have a donut that's going to have to dry. So why don't I go ahead and pull out the blue and the green for the stems, and let's put some flowers in. So when we have an up close flower, it's going to be bigger and darker and brighter and all that jazz. And I want a couple of these to be hanging out like right here, right? Oops, don't write on your new mat, lady. I want some right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my circle up here for the center of my flower. I'm gonna put a line at approximately noon, 4 and 8, and then connect for my big fat petals. And then add my little tiny petals in between my great big fat petals and go ahead and connect that stem. Not too shabby. But I don't want one, I want 3. So I think I'm going to have another one cross right there. So I'll put my circle here. I'm going to turn my card so that I can make a different 12, 4, and 8 because I can't shift directions on the clock. It's just got to be 12, 4, and 8 or I'll forget what the heck I'm doing. And then my third one, I think I'm going to go ahead and put it like behind the pole. So then my circle can be, I want it actually in between these two. So my circle should be about here. And I'll do noon, 4, 8, and it's going to go behind the pole and behind the other flowers. Oh, there we go. Like that. I'll even put the stem joining this one a little bit and going behind. Let's try that. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but this is what I'm doing anyway. I'm going to go ahead and put the stem in. Whoops. Oopsie daisy. There, I guess I'll tuck it in down there. Okay, let's make some little blue flowers. So this one is out front. It is the boss of everything. This one is the next in front-ish. I don't know why that one wouldn't draw in very nice, but it wouldn't. All right, and now this one is the one way in back. There we go. All right, the next thing to do is to add some dimension to the scene. So I'm going to do this in pencil first because I want to make sure I'm getting, I don't know, I'm getting some balance in here. So all I'm going to do is decide that there's another little patch of flowers right here, but it's way far away. So these are going to be the smallest ones. So I'm just going to put a little tiny circle. Do the same process with big fat leaves and little tiny leaves and a stem. And maybe this one just has one little tiny partner. I wonder if I can make a bud. Could I make I don't know what kind of bud this flower would be. But I wonder if I can just like do that for the center bit and maybe I don't know. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pretend that this is the center and this is a couple of petals still all rolled up and unfurled. Then when I do this, I'm going to put in a little sketchy bit of grass that it's sitting on. I'm also going to do one that's a little closer, so this will be a little bigger than this and probably a little smaller than that. At least that's my aim. Nope, that's too big. Too big. That's better. Ooh, did you see that? I did 12, 4, and 8 without turning my card. I said I couldn't do it, but I did. Living large now. I think I'm going to leave this one here by itself, which is very un-me. So I don't know if I'll actually end up leaving it. Who wants lonely flowers? That's just wrong. But I might just leave it. If I pull my other one from last week forward, though, I could certainly do a little background something over here, couldn't I? So I am actually going to do that. This might be a tricky one to do on a seam, but I'm going to try it anyway. So I'll do something like that. Oops, that's a little carried away, lady. Now I did my clock all the way upside down. I did something more along 7, 11, and 2. Oh my goodness. I told you, living on the edge today. So I think I'll do that, and then either a little one that way or a little one that way. Am I gonna do even numbers? Oh my goodness, I kind of like the idea of copying that bud in both directions. All right, that's what I think I'm gonna do. What do you think? I also am going to put another layer of white paint on because the green keeps bleeding through. I might just completely lose this battle. Maybe I just have to go ahead and put the vine back on where it was and live with it. Okay. All right, I'm going to go with that. So let's put some little tiny blue flowers in. I think once I get these in place, I'll check things over and see, but it might be time to erase the lines. That is always my favorite part. It sort of reveals what you've done. All right, let's try this bud thing. Sure, why not? All right, I must be concentrating a lot. I got really quiet there, didn't I? I apologize. I apologize. Just a couple of more flowers to get in place and some stems so they can stand up. Okay. I knew this one would be tricky to do on a seam, and it is. Because it just has, you know, such little parts. That's all right. I will fix that one as needed. All right, let's get some stems and some leaves in. I'll have to take a peek back at the different leaves that we tried because I didn't really decide what I wanted. There was a few options that we tried and I liked a couple of them, so I'll go back and take a look. Okay, I'm just going to take the same green and do some kind of scratching if I can. I'm holding it too much of an angle, aren't I? Okay then. Wonder what that was. Oh my. Okay, let's take a look at the different leaves that I tried today. I tried the little tiny ones and the big fat round ones and the pointy ones. I'm gonna go with the pointy ones. Color me shocked and amazed. I kind of figured I would. Not exactly exciting, is it? And now I gotta color in another spot that is not the way I want yet. Where is my white pen? Right here. That'll work. I might have to do a little more because I think I'm going to put another leaf here and here. So actually just a little bit, just a tiny little bit right here and here. That'll work. And then we'll need some leaves on this one. I guess that's enough. Okay, before I do any erasing, I am going to fix the lines on the roof of the house. Like so. Like so. I think I might have to give this house a chimney because I all of a sudden felt like it would look super cute with a chimney. I think I'm going to curve these lines, at least one side of them, to go along with the house. It's a very curvy house. Right now it's very lopsided, isn't it? Oh my goodness. The birdies that live in there are topsy-turvy. All right. Well, hello, Sarah. Are you? I'm so happy to hear that, Sarah. Doodle away, madam. You just never know what you might come up with. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase lines, and then we can get some coloring and shading and stuff in this and start making it look all fancy. Yep. So, I'm a little nervous because of the paint parts I put on. This white gel pen and the paint might be dry, but the white gel pen takes a little bit longer to dry. So if you're to the part where you're going to be erasing, make sure that you make sure that all of your inks are dry. There we go. Now down here, I suppose. Be brave, girl. You can do it. It'll be all right. Nope, I'm spreading a mess. Look at that. Can you see where I smudged? Be careful. You just don't know if your ink is dry. I was sure that one would be. Okay, there we go. Guidelines are all erased. It's looking pretty adorable, but we need some dimension. We need some dimension here, don't we? Let's get some color and dimension and some fanciness on the birdhouse. See if I can fix all of the mess that I'm making this evening. I am making quite the mess. Lisa, I should have read what you wrote before I acted, because I should have just left the vine in. And now I don't want to put it back in because I think I'll just compound the problem if I try to draw it back on. Oh, I'm pondering. I am pondering what to do. While I ponder, I wonder if I use blue and green on the body of the birdhouse, will I get a decent light teal? That's what we're going to try. This may or may not work, but I'm going to put a line of green. And I'm going to put the line of blue right over it. So far, it's not making teal, it's just making mud. And then I got blue outside where I wanted it, so I'm just going to continue that. It won't matter. It should blend nice. But once you start something, just continue it, because then it looks like you did it on purpose instead of by accident. So, same rules as always. Smooth out your lines for shading, whatever you're using to shade, and then pull the shadow as much into the art piece, whatever part you're shading in, however far you want it in. Yeah, that's just making a big fat mess. That whole trying to get the vine out of the situation. I think I'm going to try to put it back in. Also, I'm going to do the green/blue on the bottom as well. right, folks, here we go. I am going to put the vine back in. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay. I'm going to put the vine back in. Ooh. I already said that. Can you tell how nervous I am? Hopefully. This will be okay. Fingers crossed. Okay, that did not do terrible. That's just fine. It's just fine. Now this should be pushed back farther though. But okay, don't worry about it, lady. I am over stressing. I'm going to add in some of my little baby leaves. And I'll add some of the berries later. Okay. Whoops. My card is not holding still. Hi, Linda. It's going well. We're adding a birdhouse to the garden. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay. Now what? We got to get the post and the roof colored in, and we need some dimension on the flowers. Do I want to just do a blue center of my flower, or do I want another color? I might just do blue. I don't think I really do that very often, just a single color. I always get fancier. What if I use that blue? A whole different blue. This is a dimensional glaze gel pen too. These are kind of fun. So it's regular, it's just a regular Sakura gel pen, right? But it's called glaze. And it does just that. It's a shiny finish, and it stands up just a tiny bit off your paper, so it adds this little speck of dimension. Totally unnecessary toy. However, if you want to play with all the toys, it's a fun one. I wonder if my little tiny petals should be this color too. I'm going to ask you guys what you think. So I'm going to do a little bit of the blue shading with the charcoal in the big petals. Should I make the little petals this same gloss blue as I'm doing the center? I will open the polls now. Voting shall commence. Okay, that can just sit there a sec. I'm going to make sure those are good and dry. This gel, it's very, very liquidy. In fact, this one I colored a little too much and it started breaking up the paper. That's how wet the glaze pens are. Something to keep note of if you should decide to give them a try. I think since my leaves are so tiny, I'm going to use a jelly roll for that too. This is a jelly roll that is called Moonlight. The set is called Moonlight. They're almost gone, and I loved all of these colors so much. Someday I will buy them again. But there's also a green glaze, and I think I'll use that just to repeat the effect on this particular flower. Ooh, that's a nice choice too. Look, my little like detail lines. Can you see that even? Yeah, you can. If you look really close, you can see that my little lines show through the glaze color. Okay. Now the back, or this off to the side and then the back one. And then I will take a look and see what the polls said. No pressure, guys. But I want you to know, if you voted incorrectly and my picture ends up terrible, it's all your fault. How ridiculous is that? Completely. All right, let's take a look and see what you said. Did anybody answer? Great job. Maybe not. Wait a minute. What looks bad? A crack on the birdhouse. Yes, I can. Or fairy lights. Actually, we can do both. We can totally do that. Okay, so let's set that aside. I am going to go ahead and the little flowers look a bit like a face. Do they? Oh my. Oh, they kind of do, don't they? I see it now. Like if these were eyes and that was a nose, they're sticking out their tongue. I see it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the glaze on the little petals too. You guys didn't even vote. Come on. Actually, maybe Lisa did, because I don't know what the maybe not means. But I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And I love your idea, Kim, of a little crack in the blurg, what you said. A little crack in the birdhouse to make it look aged. And possibly fairy lights. You know what? The fairy lights might be a problem because there's so much going on. I'm going to think about how I could do that. I'm going to think about that. Because there's definitely ways we could get that done. So for the crack in the birdhouse, I'm going to find the tiniest, oops, my goodness, I'm going to throw everything around apparently. I'm going to find the smallest sepia pen. It's an 005. There it is right there. And we will do it with that one. I am never not amazed at how much mess I am capable of making in a very short time. Wow, what a disaster. So I'm kind of thinking I could do some little fairy lights with this. So we'll try that in just a sec here, but I'm wondering where to put them that they're going to show up nice. So I'm going to ponder that bit, but what if we just do that? Looks more like a stem than a crack in the birdhouse. How's that? Actually, that's not bad. I'll leave it just like that, and I'll do another little one up by the roof line that you're hardly even gonna notice. And then we gotta color in the roof, the roof, the roof. Let's color in the roof just with charcoal, I think. I might add some texture to the roof, but since I don't know what kind I want, like you saw me make the tiles on the practice one, you could do the same kinds of ideas in here, or you could do fun swirls, or you know, staggered lines to make it look like a stucco roof. So I might put some detail lines in this roof at some point, but since I'm not sure how I want to go with that, I'm going to leave it just the way it is for now. I can decide a lot of those things later. It is, isn't it? It is one of our special, what's one of our superpowers, mess making. Oh, was it? Yeah, I could have done that. The vine went back in better than I thought it was gonna, so that worry's over. But I sure love the idea still of some fairy lights and a crack. That was a super good idea. I don't know that I did the best job, but you know, it's still a great idea. Look at that, shows pretty bright. So I'm wondering, see, what I would want to do is put it along the edge of the roof, right? They're totally not going to show up that way though. So I wonder if I could do a white dot first, and then maybe it would show up. Okay, so now I have white dots all over my roof line. Once this dries, I will try putting that yellow glaze on the dots, and I hope that helps it show up really nice. If it doesn't, well, then I have a polka dotted roof, and there's nothing wrong with that because I hadn't decided what I wanted anyway. I'm wondering if the birdhouse needs a little painted flower on it. And I guess I'm deciding that it does because I seem to be drawing. Maybe. Ooh, this pen doesn't want to work. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Okay. Let's just throw that one aside. Let's try this one instead then. Uh-oh. This one isn't wanting to draw either. Come on, pens. Okay, my gel pens are dried up. They're not empty. I mean, the balls are stuck. I will have to fix that. I happen to know, though, that I have a pen that will not be stuck. This one. Let's try this one and make a little tiny flower. The tiniest little flower right there on my birdhouse. And because I can't do one and I can't do even numbers, I think I need one over there and one over there and one right there. There, I got little tiny flowers on my birdhouse. I kind of like that. And then I'm going to need little tiny stems for my little tiny flowers. Just the tiniest little flick of a green line. All right, now some bravery is required because I have to put the shading in the blue flowers. And the reason it takes a little bit of bravery is because this charcoal is a mess. So I'm going to try to sharpen it. And these petals are so little that it's... I'm always way too heavy-handed. Always. And I think if I'm this age and have not learned how to not be so heavy-handed, you know, I might not ever learn it. And that's okay. But if I'm too heavy-handed in this particular instance, I'll just get blue smudge all over the whole picture. So I gotta try a little harder than usual to be a little less heavy-handed. Okay. Oh, okay. I will try that. I will try that, Lisa. Thanks. Let's try to get some blue in here, and then I will go back to those and see if I can get them fixed. So I'm just going to put blue at the centers of the bigger ones. Because I think, oh, look what I missed, too. I missed one of the, hang on. I missed one of the small petals. Okay. I'm thinking that once I do the blue on the bigger flowers where it'll fit in nice and easy and I'm less likely to make a giant mess, that there might be enough on the blending stick to just use on the tiny flowers without trying to get this pencil in those tiny bits. Let's find out if that's correct. So I'll start with this one and use the tiniest blender that I've got. I might need more. Look at how pale that's getting. Might want a little bit more color on there, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna just keep going as I am. I'll stop and make a decision once the first round is done. Because maybe I'm gonna really like this just slightly shaded blue flower, you know? All right, let's see if it's gonna work to just use what's on the stump. Not really. Not really. I wonder if I can do this. Can I color right on the blending stump and then get that into the tiny spaces? Yeah, actually I can. I might be all right with that. I'll just keep going and we'll check when I'm done. Actually, I think this one's big enough to get some. Let's get some right in there. I might go ahead and leave them that pale. How unlike me. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get some yellow fairy lights going. Kind of, yes. Not my best work. Let's find the tiniest black liner. Actually, I think my 005 is kaput. I believe it's kaput, but we're going to give it a shot because I just want to do a hint of a chord. Yeah, my 005 is quite kaput. I'm going to try the next smallest one. Oh. I have a 01. Yep, that's getting too big. That's all right. All right, well, it gives the idea of fairy lights, I think. I'm going to have to keep that in mind and do a better job next time. Kim, I think I let you down. I do believe I failed at fairy light. I am now going to take my green and put a line right across the bottom where it would be darker, the underside of the platform. And I'm going to pull that green across the platform. And see if we get that sort of textured speckled stuff I mentioned. I think it needs more dots, or maybe 2 different colors of dots, but it kind of gave the idea that I wanted. Now I'm going to do a little bit more shading today on this one. And then what time is it? Yeah, and then we'll be done for the day anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put just a plain pencil, right? And I'm going to take my pencil and draw a line just under the vine. Everywhere it crosses the house. And then I'm going to draw another line all the way around the house. Not including the ironwork, but including the whole post down to the leaves. Like so. I think I'm going to do a little bit on the vine right there and around this leaf. Because I think all of that stuff should be pushed forward. And now I decided I'm going on both sides of the vine because I like drama in my drawing. Now, everywhere I put pencil, I'm going to do some light shading. I mean blending. Because of all the layers of paint from my mistakes and such, it's not blending very well and it's making kind of a mess. Yours will not be so messy because I am positive you will make far fewer mistakes than I did. This effect should work especially well on this flower that's tucked behind. And you can see I put way too much pencil on, so I'm gonna actually accentuate that so you can see where it's way too much. And I'll show you that you can totally fix it. So when you have any kind of eraser, this one I especially like, you can just go like this and it will start to pull up. You don't even have to rub anything. And I like doing that because then these places where I have my shading way too dark, I can just go like this and I can watch how much it's pulling up, right? I don't have to get carried away and start all over, which, you know, heavy-handed me would typically do. There we go. Much better. Much more reasonable shading. Except I want more shading in here. This line right here should be darker because it needs to pull the vine in front of the house. But this is where I made all my mistakes, remember, so it's not working the way it's supposed to because of those weird layers of paint I have under there. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to fill in the hole in my birdie house because it looks silly as a donut. But I'm going to take advantage of the donut. Now it looks like there's some light getting in. And I think I'm going to put a perch too. Because even though there's a platform, maybe the birdies want to peek their head in. They want to go on the perch right there, feed the babies, and then fly off again. We will get to the other details on this page when we do the detailed section of our garden, right? Remember at the end we do adding all the tiny grasses and the foreground and all the little detail bits. But there we go. There is today's stuff. I'm going to put a couple of the little flower buds that hang off of this vine in as we finish up our night. Do you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, etc. before we go? And a special extra note to Leslie, because she happens to be moving, and that takes up a lot of time and energy. But you might want to make sure that you make it next week, because next week is your favorite flower. Yes, that means I moved it. But it is time to learn your favorite flower. Thank you, Kim. Okay, bye, Lisa. All right, so there's what we have so far. Oh, and I said I would show these. Here, let me move my camera back a speck. Oh, wow. Did I ever mess that up? Good grief. Okay, move back there. I said I'd show some of these. So here are the postcards I'm working on. And we'll get some ideas from these for future projects. We already met him. There we go. Some future ideas. All right. Good night, everybody. I will see you next week. And yeah, I'll see you next week. I guess that's it. Okay, bye.